to all my friends in Louisville, Kentucky. Joe Martin, Fred Stoner, all of my friends in Louisville, Kentucky, where I started. I'm recognized all over the world now, but my greatness came and started in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's one of the greatest cities in America, Louisville, Kentucky. And I predict that Louisville, Kentucky will have another world champion. Because Louisville is the greatest. Louisville is the greatest.
We've just seen when it rains in Louisville, it pulls no punches.
I didn't know you were going to lie so much. Come on.
Well, it was on a rainy day your boxing career started. You were 12 years old, and Cash, you just bought him a new bicycle, didn't you, for Christmas?
That's right. A red bike with chrome finish on white wall tires. He had got on it, started at home, and it had begun to rain. So he headed for the local bazaar, where they were.
Just don't talk too long, because I got time to. I got my talk from him. Said he is stuff.
I want to hear about this.
It was being held indoor at Columbia Auditorium, where he found some free
Don't go too long.
candy and popcorn.
A long shelf.
Okay, so you look for your free candy and popcorn, and you park your gleaming new bicycle at the door of the auditorium. But when the popcorn and the candy are finished, Mohammed, it's time to go
That's
home.
when my talk had started, so I know it.
What happened when you go to collect that bike, the pride of your young life?
Huh?
Where was your bike?
I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it, that's right. It was stolen.
You don't have my bike here.
No. You did report the theft to a policeman.
Joe Martin, he's not here either.
Well, I know that you when you tell that policeman what you're going to do to whoever stole that treasured Christmas gift from your father.
You said I'm going to whip him. And I said before that, you better learn to fight.
Oh,
Yes, that same policeman from 24 years ago. Now retired Louisville police officer, Joe Martin. And also from Louisville, his great friend and boyhood trainer, Fred Stoner.
Man.
Well, now, Joe, he'd come to the right man to complain about his bike, because in your spare time, you ran a boxing gym in those days.
That's true. And he was very enthused about boxing at that time, and I had a show on television every week, amateur boxing, tomorrow's champions. And wasn't but a short time I put him on that show, and that was his first boxing match, was on television.
I'll tell you something funny.
There you are, Mohammed. I have a picture of you.
No, what?
That's when you stepped in front of the cameras for the first time. What were you going to tell me?
Why'd you show that picture? No, he had a boxing show, and he was a trainer too. In those days, the integration hadn't taken place, and black people didn't quite have the opportunity they got now. So he had the championship show, and he trained fighters more physically than he did. And I would always train at 6 o'clock at his gym, and sneak his gym at 8 o'clock to really learn about boxing. And then, because in the Golden Gloves, a lot of his boys would beat his boys, and I thought he was the better trainer, so I would sneak there and learn how to do it. He taught me the jabs, he taught me the hooks, and both of them together made me who I am today.
Fred, tell me.
So since you surprised me, I'm going to tell you the surprise. I never told you this, but I always sneaked to his gym. See, because he had the complexion and the connection to get the protection.
Fred Stoner, if he let you get a word in edgeways, will you tell me why is it you think the champ here has managed to keep his boyhood good looks?
Well, in the early parts of his training, we concentrated on teaching him how to not stand still and be hit, to keep moving in and out, to right and left. And, well, look at him. It's paid off. And he's still a player.
But tell me now, tell me, Joe, Ali was asking me. You didn't manage to find the bicycle, did you?
I can't believe
Never
it.
have found it yet, but we will eventually.
Thank you very much, Joe Martin and Fred Stoner.
This is a show.
Well, as Joe Martin has told us, your first ever match in a boxing ring was on that television show, Tomorrow's Champions, and we set out to find the first person in the world who came out fighting at that first bell against the future world champion. Today he works on the production line here at the Ford plant just outside Louisville. And of all the millions of words written and spoken about your opponents, we were amazed to find no one had ever before asked your very first opponent his memory of that day 24 years ago, but he recalls it now. As you said, you remembered his name, Ronnie O'Keefe.
Hello, Muhammad.
Is that you?
Remember that day I first stepped in the ring with you? It was your first fight. It was my first fight. And also happened to be my last fight. You were 12 years old. You weighed 88 pounds. I'm 14. I weighed 1 pound less. We went 3 rounds. You won by a split decision. But I like to tell my co-workers here, that makes me better than Norton or Foreman and all the rest. You put them to sleep. It walked me up to the fact that in the fight game, I'd never be in the same league with you. But I have no regrets. I just figure I'm a better lover than a fighter. Everybody's gone here, so I think I'll do the same. See you, champ.
And see we will, to shake your hand again for the first time in 24 years.
No.
We've flown him tonight.
He's here.
Ronnie O'Keefe.
Was that you? Boy, time fly. We done got old. You don't look nothing like you used to.
Jimmy Ellis, you and Muhammad were matched on that
First night.
tomorrow's Champions program. I don't know if Muhammad remembers it, but you do.
First fight. That made you famous too, didn't it? You the first man that fought Muhammad Ali. Ain't that something? Okay.
Thank you, sir. We were just talking, Jimmy and I actually, about that program, Tomorrow's Champions.